top 2 strings give it a lot of color, which is really cool.
Lock another song down, and then me and Gary will be in vocal land for a couple hours. You want to start with this song first vocally? What do you think?
I think we should do this one first since it's still in our head. Unless you think there's something that's...
Well, we'll do another guitar song, so there'll be another one actually in our head before we start to do vocals.
You want to work more on 8 then, because you were really feeling that chorus thing, or?
That's cool. Wait, do we have 8 on guitars?
Yeah.
We did that, yeah. All right,
yeah,
cool.
We did that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
All right.
That's a good song to start out. We can leave the little Jesus for this one.
Kind of give like a layup, maybe. I don't know if it's a layup, but the melody's catchier and easier to pull something.
Try it. Let me get it one. I'm trying to think if I want to have those little pauses in there or just fill in the space a little bit.
Yeah, I kind of feel like it's more bouncy that way. You know what I mean? Like
without the pauses in there, yeah. Let the guitars be the percussive.
Yeah. And then kind of that drive. It's like all 3 of them are doing that pause, don't make it hesitate. And after we did all the guitar tracking and bass tracking on day 4, Clint was like, yeah, we really need to get one song down vocally. And I'm like, oh crap. Because this was the thing I was the most afraid of, because I just didn't know what I was capable of doing as a vocalist. Because I sing in the car all the time, and I used to sing when I did worship in church bands a long time ago and things like that. But I'm just not, I don't consider myself a singer per se. And Clint was an amazing coach, and a very patient coach, because he knew that I didn't know what I was capable of, and he had a general idea, and he was going to try to push me as far as he could to see what was possible. And he actually helped me find my voice, which is actually it was really cool. Tune it up now, and then it's gonna change like every 5 seconds in the control room there, because the board generates heat, and then all of a sudden the air conditioning has to turn on, and then it brings the temperature down, so then the guitar fluctuates again. You gotta tune it again. Like, rah! I was scared to death sitting in the vocal booth, and I'm like, I think maybe in the video clips you might see it a little bit, but I'm sitting there like holding on to the microphone for dear life when I'm trying to sing my parts, and forgetting the lyrics to the songs that we had written together and that kind of stuff, because I was so nervous. But little by little, Clint would kind of get me to the point where I could relax, and he's like, "Don't worry about it, man. Just keep going, keep trying, and then we'll select which ones we like the best, and we'll use that on the song and that kind of stuff." 90% of the tunes that we're working on are in this specific tuning. It's one of my favorites to use, and Clint introduced me to it probably 2 years ago, I think.
Yeah.
The tuning is just awesome. It's like an open suspended chord, major suspended chord. And you can resolve it here. Sounds awesome. Once I found, I guess, the voice that I have, he really started pushing me to put everything I had into singing it. So instead of just, singing at the notes, he would say he really wanted me to belt those things out as much as I could. Inside Out was the song that we recorded first on vocals, and I thought I totally crashed and burned and stuff. And Clint was telling me, yeah, this is great, man, this sounds really good. And I'm like, yeah, he's just being nice, that kind of thing, because he's a nice guy. And we went home, or went back to the hotel, and then Mike emailed us the rough version of the song that we had just tracked vocals for, and I put headphones on, and I was like so excited, like almost moved to tears because I couldn't believe it sounded as good as it did. And so, one of the things I learned from that was, when you got somebody that has faith in your ability, you kind of have to trust them, and it's a really, really hard thing to do, especially when it comes to singing, because that's a very personal thing. I don't know why it is, but I can play a guitar in front of 8 zillion people and I don't care, but someone asks you to sing Happy Birthday in front of a room full of people, and all of a sudden you get self-conscious and nervous and everything. Why is that? It's a very personal thing. And so I just learned from that, when he tells me to do something, just believe it and give it a shot and see what happens. And to hear the song come together and to realize that's me singing the song it was almost like too much to deal with that first time I heard it. So that was, now that's day 4.